Hello, I'm Yvonne Chido and welcome to my channel. And today we're going to talk about the power of consistency in as far as achieving your success is concerned. So, I've realized that a lot of people think that when you work hard for maybe a short period of time, then you should start seeing results. But you might actually be surprised that sometimes it might take you about 3 years for you to actually start enjoying your work, to actually start enjoying the benefits of your work. So today I want to talk to you about the power of consistency. And before I lay out the benefits that come by being consistent, do subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, so that whenever we post anything that we post, you are notified and you don't miss anything. So let's get to it. So I want you to understand that consistency is the central driver of your success, is the central driver of you achieving your goals. It is the central driver of you realizing your dreams, seeing them coming into manifestation. And also, if you want to build valuable relationships, you have to make sure that you're consistent, because trust me, consistent pays. So to start with, I want to understand if you have ever heard of what is called the compound effect. Well, I love this book that was written by Darren Hardy. He actually, the title of the book is called The Compound Effect. If you can look for that book, it will do you justice. And also, if you can look for these other books, which is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, you can also look for The Atomic Habits and even the 10x rule for success. I'm telling you that you will not remain the same, and you will also be revived energy-wise on what you are supposed to do. So let's get into it. Let's look into the benefits of being consistent. So the first benefit that I want to talk about is that when you're consistent, you build trust and credibility. So here is why I am saying that you build trust and credibility. A lot of people want to first observe you for a longer period of time doing whatever it is that you're doing. So let's say you are in business and you're offering certain services. You can't expect people to just start bringing business the first time that you start advertising for that business. Or at least they can't come and buy that product that you've manufactured unless and until you really market it and you actually add value to it, and they begin to see probably the testimonies of people. But testimonies will not just come. They will come if you're consistent enough to convince people that your product works. So a lot of people give up so easily, they quit so easily when they feel like people are not buying into their services, or people are not buying into their vision, or people are not buying into their products. So they end up giving up, which is something that makes people think, is this person really for the idea, or is this person an expert into what they say they are an expert into? So it's important for you to make sure that you are consistent, whether you feel like you want to do it or you don't feel like doing it. I love how sports people do their things. They make sure that every day they are practicing so that they don't lose. They make sure that when they practice maybe for just a minute of their lifetime, but they take maybe 3 years or 4 years to just practice for that moment. So it builds credibility, and it makes people to have trust and faith in you that you are able to deliver. So building consistency is very important, and I would want to encourage you that you pay attention to that. Yes, you need to pay attention to that. Then the second benefit that we want to talk about is that it improves your performance, and it also improves your productivity. Have you ever realized that the moment you start doing something, you might not be perfect at doing that? Let's say you're giving services, you might not be perfect at offering that service. But the moment you're consistent and you're making sure that every day you do what is necessary, what is needed for you to be able to achieve, Let's say you actually set your plan down, you wrote your plan. Now it's December and many people have already started writing the goals for 2025. So let's say you have already written your goals and you have already written your plan. What is now important is the execution process. So for you to be able to fully execute and begin to see results, it means you have to make sure that you utilize every second, every minute that you have. You have to make sure that you take yourself out of the comfort zone and begin to work. Whether you feel like you want to do it or you don't feel like you want to do it, you just have to do. So that will help you and that will make you become a success, because you improve as time goes on. You realize that where you started and where you are right now might not be the same. I can give an example of myself. If you check the first video that I posted, it's not as good as this one, but you continue to improve. You continue to panel beat yourself until you see that you're now giving the best that you can give. And when you realize that you are now at the peak of your excellence, then you make sure that you also need to be consistent in as far as maintaining that excellence is concerned. Because when people attach themselves to quality and when they attach themselves when they attach themselves to excellence, they wouldn't want you to lose that. They want you to continue to produce at that excellent rate. So it is important for you to make sure that you are consistent, because it helps it improves your performance, like I've mentioned, and it will also make you to be more productive. And like we mentioned in the earlier point, that it also builds trust and credibility. So the more you produce and the more you seem to be performing, the more people also buy into your idea, the more they trust you with whatever it is that you want to do. Then another benefit that I want to talk about, which is the third benefit, is that when you are consistent, you are doing yourself a favor. What favor are you doing? Which is the favor of becoming disciplined and developing self-control. Because you know what, I've realized that a lot of people lack self-control because they are not consistent. Let's say today you have gone for a jog, tomorrow you just decide, I can't go for a jog. You know, the moment you want to restart the process, you discover that it becomes so hard and so difficult for you. So doing things consistently will make them easier for you, and it will also help you to be someone who's disciplined. Whatever that you want to do, it will be easier for you to say, I'm going for it, because already the attitude and the habit of being disciplined and of having self-control is already a part of you. And also the things that you don't feel like you want to do, you won't do them, because you tell yourself, even if they are enticing, if let's say for instance you have something that you know you've got a work that you want to do and there is a party somewhere, you can decide to say, I'm not going for the party, I'm going to focus on this thing that is supposed to bring me results. That's self-control. So you can now control yourself, you can now control your appetite, and you won't have this habit of procrastinating. To say, I'll do this tomorrow, oh, today I'm tired, so I'll do this tomorrow, I'll do this next year, I'll do this when I'm such and such an age. You discipline yourself. You tell yourself, if you've thought of doing this, you have to start doing it. So that comes by being consistent, consistently telling your body that you have to listen to what I have to say, and you have to do what I tell you to do, and you have to be consistent at doing it. So it's also important, because you know, it's not a secret that our bodies love the comfort zone. Oh, who doesn't love the comfort zone? Trust me, if given a chance to say you can eat while sleeping, you can enjoy life, you can drive a Porsche car, you can live in a beautiful flashy house whilst just sleeping and not putting any effort, I'm sure a lot of people will say, I'll go for that. But trust me, that's not how life works. Life, you've got to commit yourself to the processes that are necessary for you to enjoy those benefits. So that means you also need to have self-discipline and also self-control for you to be able to achieve. So sometimes for you to be able to build a great wealth for yourself that lasts for generations, it means you have to tell yourself that I'm not sleeping today. I've got to work on that strategy. Sometimes you just have to tell yourself, you know what, I have to be consistent. If it means I'm going to be strict in a way, in as far as my employees are concerned, so that they produce, then you've got to be consistent at that. Then if it means that you've got to let go of certain pleasures so that you can enjoy, you can work so that later on you can begin to enjoy the benefits of the process, then you just have to do that. So it takes consistency for you to be able to achieve those things, and it takes also the consistency in discipline. So yeah, in as much as you want to be comfortable, it comes at a price. So I hope you're prepared to pay that price. And it's not that difficult. It's not that, it's not that hard. You just have to do those small things over and over again. Those small little things, if you do them consistently, you can achieve great and massive things that you've never thought of before. Then the fourth benefit that we want to talk about is, when you're consistent enough and when you do things, smaller things, bit by bit, I'm telling you that you will be established. So I want to give you a scenario. If you've got a mirror nearby, I want you to stand and look at yourself in the mirror. That person that you're seeing in the mirror, trust me, she or he has a body. And can I tell you something? That body is an accumulation of a lot of cells. And those lot of cells develop themselves into tissue, and they become a body that is actually housing the real you. Like the real me that is talking right now to you is housed in this body. So trust me, if a structure like myself can be built by small tiny things that we actually have to look for, or to see using a microscope, then what can stop you from achieving great things if you do them in smaller quantities consistently? I understand that there are a lot of people who tried to put much of their effort at once. Yes, if you want to put so much effort at once, remember I earlier spoke about the 10x rule. You can multiply every effort that you put by 10, and make sure that you put times 10 effort. But you don't become successful if you stop there. You've got to do that consistently. You've got to do that repeatedly. Before you start thinking of the environment being a factor on which is affecting your development and your progress, start looking at these little things. How consistent are you? I come from a nation where people are trying to survive, and a lot of them, they start one thing and they stop. They start another and they stop. And the sad part is that when you do that, you won't get yourself established. Let's say today you're selling clothes. Tomorrow you are into software programming. Then another time you're doing media. Then another time you are into grocery shops. Then another time probably you're selling food. Another time you're a hairdresser. Another time you won't be able to get yourself established. So my encouragement is that you need to find one thing that you can choose to focus on, one thing that you can choose to specialize on, and pursue that thing. If you're passionate about something, passion becomes your motivation, it becomes your driver that makes you to achieve that which you want to achieve. If you have a vision, then why not pursue that vision? I know a lot of people get swayed around because they look at their friends making it in life, achieving, and living luxurious lives, and they feel, I'm running behind, so why can't I just do what they are doing? But life doesn't operate like that. You've got to stand with your own uniqueness and with your own identity and run with it. The moment you do that, I assure you that you are able to achieve. So I hope this message was helpful for somebody, and I hope you have subscribed and you continue to watch out for these mind transformation moments, because they are necessary if you really want to be someone in life, if you really want to achieve in life. You've got to pay attention to yourself, and you've got to pay attention to those little things, those little principles that a lot of people take for granted. They are very, very important. I hope this was great and this was helpful to someone who was at the verge of quitting. Don't quit. Just take the small steps. Every step counts. Every little effort counts. So when you become successful, you then say, you cannot then credit your success to a single moment. You can credit your success to a continuous effort. For now, goodbye.